Hey guys, this is Jamie Lola Tallulah, Poet Spice or Poet Spice Biblioscribe, depending on when you're watching this video and on what channel. Hopefully you're on my writing channel, which I'm trying to build up. And I wanted to post a video on this channel every day in the month of October for Preptober, and that just did not happen. I had way too much stuff to do in real life, and so that just did not happen. So I am bringing you now a Preptober video of what I've gotten done so far, my planner that has been altered, and some little bits and stuff that I've got. Okay, so first of all, here's my planner. I altered it because I saw Heart Breathings and she altered a happy planner, and I was able to get a happy planner for $8, which you have seen in my previous video. This one, and then I got one for $5, which is the smaller happy planner. So I've done a little bit of adjusting. I took the cover and flipped it inside out because this was a little darker, and I actually wanted to make my own cover, but this is slightly bigger than a regular piece of paper, so it was too small. So I just left the cover and flipped it upside down. Took some die cuts, because y'all know I love my die cuts. Put them together and put it on the cover with a piece that I had laying on my desk. So I thought that was lovely. Feels nice too because it's got all the bumpies. Alright, so on the inside, you would have seen me show some of this. And my goal was to write down here on the calendar part what I had planned to do. Or what I had planned to do and what I did do for that day on here. I did some decorations, as you can see, and I started out doing that, but then you can see after that I did not do that. So I ended up kind of using this more as a regular calendar / planner. So I had some stuff that I was doing. There was actually a crafty day, and then you notice that the rest of the days in the week are kind of blank. Okay. But I did do what I wanted to do on the week. So instead of putting that little pieces of information on the actual calendar, I ended up doing it here on the week. So when you look at this page, okay, Monday, I don't know what I did on Monday, but these pieces that are blank were days that I didn't do anything, or I was thinking about my novel, not necessarily writing stuff down. All right, so the first thing was for Marissa Mohi. She talked about Dan Harmon and his little 8-spoke story structure. So I went through and I printed that off and I read through that, okay? And then I finished reading through it on October 25th, so I came back and put a little note here. Now, although this was interesting, and I'll show you what I printed, I went ahead and printed his whole 6-part story structure, and I read through all of it. Now, I don't know anything about this guy other than what she said about him reading this, but as I read some of this, I was kind of like, I don't know. He had some things in here about the way he talks about women and what happened to them in stories, and I'm like, really? And then he also had some, like stuff about black people and stuff, really. So I'm like, I don't know anything about this guy, but it was kind of off-putting to read this, and which I don't understand why people haven't mentioned that before. Anyway, so that's what this little note here is about. The story structure information was interesting, but his little examples and stuff, I don't know about that. So on the 4th, I watched more Marissa Mohi videos. I watched her videos almost every day for Preptober videos, and some other Nano videos here. Trying to get my mind into writing novels again, because I typically have not been writing that much this year, and I need to get back into that. There was a comment on the Heart Breathings video that I was watching, and she said, don't waste your life not feeling like it. And I say this a lot. I don't feel like it. So this stuck in my head, and I put it in here. As you can see, it was on my mind another day. The next day was what I did in class, and this is the day that I got the idea for my story. So I put up some images, and I wrote with them. And so I had some ideas that showed up here. I put that in there. I'll show you that at the end of going through this. 6th, I had some brief ideas on magic system and how they were going to get between the real world and the realms and so forth. I was trying to think that out. And then I came back on the 25th, and my magic system is basically going to be transmutation or strength of will. Next is the next week. And you can see down here, I was talking about the magic system and what to do. And then a little over here because I'm trying to figure out what I want my protagonist to be, because I almost want the villain to be the protagonist, but you don't realize that for a while. You know what I mean? I don't know. There was HSN Crafty Day, which means I did nothing novel related that day. More Marissa videos, and I was actually homesick that day. And I was homesick the next day too. More Marissa videos, you can see that here. And then down here, I like to doodle and draw. So a couple days ago, I needed a little square just to try it. So I tried it in my planner. Okay. Now some of these days that week that were blank, I actually have stuff on my phone. All right, so more Marissa and Heart Breathings videos. She also mentioned Steve Partridge, so I went to check out his videos. I wrote down some more information of I don't want to set up a whole new world, and my genre was a twisted fairy tale fantasy, but I'm not sure that's going to stick. And then I was having questions, should I just go back and work on the 2 novels that I have not done that I was going to change into series books. But that will require too much work with not enough time, because you see it's already the 18th here. More videos. I wanted to rewatch her outlining videos for the 8-part series that she did. I printed out Kristen Martin's book. And one of her suggestions was to write the ending first, so I did a little brief of how it was going to end. And then these days I did like internet searches for information, and I'll show that too, because I did that over a couple days. Then we were in this week. It seems so weird to think it's like the end of October already. More videos. Try to think of a reward that I would want. I really want an old typewriter. I just like the sound of it. Like when you hit the keys. I couldn't remember that guy's name, so I finally found it, Steve Partridge. So I watched a couple of his videos again. Rebecca Rodriguez was in a collab with Marissa, and this feels like a whole, like, this is a Marissa video. And she said that the world needs your novel, or my novel, and that's on the NANO site. And I'm like, I don't know why, but okay, that inspired me for a moment. Also, I held a meetup, or an interest kind of thing. I'm still working on some little detail. Well, they're not details, they're specific details that I need, like what makes humans special from the other worlds. I don't have any character names other than the Red Queen, and I don't want to keep it the Red Queen because that implies Alice in Wonderland, and this is so not anything like that. And then some stuff about the Red Queen. I was frustrated because I can't figure out what I'm freaking doing in these areas. And I am not a planner, so I can't do that whole plot, do the whole outline plan and every little plot point. I've tried that and it never works. It works when I write nonfiction, but not fiction. All right, here I printed out the large calendar. I reread some sections. I needed to print out stuff that I did on my phone. And so there. And so now we're here. And I am doing my video on the 28th. All right, let me show you some of the things that I had. I showed you Dan Harmon's stuff. I went and printed out this, which is from the K.M. Welland blog. Various sections of it, like character arcs and information that she had on here. And all of it's from her blog, so I printed it out because I do not read blogs. I know that's kind of bad as a writer, but I can't do all that reading on the computer. It hurts my eye. All right, so then I had these are the ideas. So I used these prompts here, right? So I used these prompts, and this helped, they're not in color, but you can see the Red Queen, yada, yada, yada. And then I had some ideas here, just wrote some extra things down across the days. And then, these are like pieces of paper, I'm going to write that in there. So you have that. And then these are some notes. Well, actually, I was writing the prompt with them. So here's mine for that. So I have some background notes. And then I have this that I wrote. this was an image I pulled out of a writing TN that I have. So I pulled this out because I thought that might be able to go with one of these. And then I had this where I wrote a little more stuff and then some notes here on the back for my story. So that's what I have for Nano prep so far. And like I said, I still have some major questions or issues to work out. But I don't know. I just don't know. I'm so confused. Let's see. The last thing I wanted to talk about was a tip. There's tip videos everywhere and so forth, but I have one tip for you for right now. And this tip is use your speech to text function. Okay. I can get, if I'm on a roll and getting good and I know what I'm doing and that words are flowing, I can get anywhere from 15, well, we'll say about 1,200 to about 1,800 words in about 20-25 minutes. Then I start to slow down. However, you can speak faster than you can type. So if you use your text or speech to text functions on your devices, then you can get a lot more words down quicker. So I can do about the same amount of words in about half the time. So that's good. Now, granted, you're going to have issues with, oh, it didn't, you meant trees and it wrote down strees or something. But having twice as many words or having the same amount of words in half the time gives you that additional time to go back and correct. Okay? So if you don't know how to do that, if you have a cell phone, it's very easy. You just go to your notes pad, click the microphone by the space bar and start talking. It'll let you talk for a few minutes and then it'll stop and all you have to do is do it again. Very easy. All right, thanks for watching. Let me know what you're doing for Nano. Let me know your Nano name. I'll put my information in the box below and I hope you have a good day. Go get those novels written. I need to be saying the same thing to myself. Bye.